So hey guys, today we're taking a look at another new legacy card. So today we're taking a look at Abduction. So this card seems kind of cool, honestly. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, banish one monster from your deck or extra deck with the same original type, attribute, and level, rank, link rating, and if you do, take control of that targeted monster, and if you banish a monster with the same original name, that monster's effects are negated. Meaning, if they are not the same, it would not be negated, interestingly enough. So, for example, if we had, let's say, a Changing, I guess, then we would need to banish for this. It needs, let's see, the same original type. So in this case, for type, we would need another worm, and it needs to also be the same attributes. In this case, water, level 10. So if we have a level 10 water worm that we banish from, it has to be from a deck or extra deck, right? Yeah. If we are able to do so, we can take our opponent's Chengying, and then we can technically activate it because Abduction banishes a card to trigger Chengying. So let's see if there's anything that meets this criteria. I have like a lot of doubts for Chengying specifically, but I mean, yeah, nothing comes to mind with the same like stat line. So I'll just go like this and see what we have. Oh, this is a dragon. That's close. Dragon. Fairy, dragon, sea serpent. Uh, any worms? Aqua, spellcaster, fairy. Yeah, there's nothing else that actually works here. So you wouldn't be able to use abduction on Chengying in the sense that you would have, I guess, Chengying negated. Would Baron be any easier? I think, yeah, you could probably just wait. Baron's actually a wind. That complicates things. I was thinking like Satellite Warrior, and then I was like, yeah, that's actually a lot harder. So how about for Detonator, I guess? This card's either like complete garbage, or it's like at least playable. There is no in between, I guess. So if we're targeting a specific deck, I guess, Abduction might be playable. Aside from that, I don't think it's that playable. I mean, the card's cool. And that's about the end of that. So let's see, we need a Pyro, and it has to be specifically a rank 4 and not a level 4. I think, right? Or can it be? Let's see. Target if it's a card, banish one, with the same original type attribute, and level slash rank slash link rating. So yeah, I think it has to have the same rank. So it should be XYZ 4, and it has to be a pyro, and not just the pyro, it has to be a light pyro. I think something else might exist for this criteria, I think. Okay. Oh, is Detonator legitimately the only one? So if we take away light, I knew there were some cards, like Burner Visor, Flame Vixen, Infernal Flame Banshee. But this is the only light pyro of this. Okay, how about Baron? Can this be resolved against Baron? Please tell me this can be resolved against Baron. So there are no ranks here, so we don't have to click Synchro there, but Wind, Warrior, level 10, please. Okay, we can banish Armed Neos or Stardust Warrior from our extra deck in order to steal our opponent's Baron. Just ignore the fact that your opponent could just negate Abduction with Baron. Just forget about that. That doesn't exist. Charlie, smile. But yeah, that's stealable. Or I guess you could say you could steal Stardust Warrior with Baron DeFleur. I think that might be easier. I didn't actually read the card effect. It better not have like targeting protection or something, because this targets. So there's also that. But let's see. What else could we possibly take? Uh what do you have in common again? Like, I guess against the cyber stack, that'd be like pretty easy. You only need like a certain link rating. Typing's like mostly the same in those stacks, and then they're all cyber type. So, for example, if I want to take like Splash Mage, I could banish Coral Anemone, I believe, because it's also a Cybers link too, same as like Splash Mage, so that'd be takeable. Transcode might be harder, being like an Earth link 3, but there's actually those G Golem cards. I think they have a link 3, so that should work for Transcode at least, right? So that's actually a lot easier. Anything interesting we could try taking? Let's say a Rise Heart. No, Rise Heart is like impossible, I think, right? So anything that is either a Link or a Synchro, I think, is infinitely more takeable than XYZ. Well, maybe. It's super dependent on a lot of things, right? So we need a XYZ 7, and then we'll just press Dark. So let's see if there's a single machine anywhere. Spellcasting. This is a spellcaster, by the way. Okay. Spellcaster. No machines. You cannot take Rise Heart with this effect, I guess. Fenrir. How about Fenrir? What if we want to take Fenrir with Abduction, right? We just need a psychic monster that is level 7 and also an Earth. Oh my god, I don't think that exists, does it? Unless it's like a random crappy vanilla, that might not exist legitimately. Man. Alright, psychic, level 7. And it has to be a Earth monster. Okay. I forgot about Scareclaw Cash. But yeah, you have Psychic Life Transit. Master Blades doesn't work because this has a rank and not a level. So it's just Scareclaw Kashira or Psychic Life Transit to just steal your opponent's Fenrir. Okay, but what if I want to steal Kashira Unicorn? I can banish Daigusto Eagles. This is only doable, like, barely. There's only one target for all of these. Wow. And presumably this is something you would actually want to take as well. And Abduction requires so much commitment, being a trap card. You would need to set it, wait a turn, and then you need to be playing the appropriate target. If there's a deck where this is actually playable against it, like forget this actually being effective, I think we can already give up on that since it's a trap card, right? But if our opponent is playing like something like a Kashira Unicorn, we could take it by banishing Daigusto Eagles, which is pretty nice. And this is a permanent take, right? It's not till the end of the turn. Yeah, you just get this forever, basically. Yeah, this is like even harder to deal with than Small World, genuinely. Well, let's check one more, I guess. The Bellstars, easy actually. Yeah, Dark Magician exists. A bunch of other things exist. They're like Dark Spellcasters. They're level 7. Yeah, that one's easy. So what else? Viscerals, I guess. That's a fun one to take a look at, I think. Dark Dragon. Level 6. You could play Gravity Crush Dragon to take your opponent's, like, Visceral, I guess. Red Eyes Black Meteor. Yeah, just another Visceral in general. That'd be alright, I guess. Speed Burst Dragon. In the extra deck, we have Red Rising Dragon and Moon Dragon Quilla. Well, I mean, there's also Muddy Dragon, technically. Is there any way you could benefit off of banishing a monster? Well, actually, yeah, I think you could benefit from this, now that I think about it. But also, now that I think about it, there's a ruling question that popped up in my mind all of a sudden. Let's clear this real quick. So let's say we have a Fallen of Albaz related kind of extra deck card. There are plenty of these, right? So you could banish, well, let's just say, for example, we do, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon, and then we can shuffle this back for kind of Mirror Jade with a Lubellion effect, I guess. That's doable, right? Is this banishes face up, yeah? Yeah, not face down. Okay. So we could bash this, take control of whatever. Later on, Lubellion, shuffle this back, and then we can make a guy, I guess. Assuming our opponent is playing something that fits under like the criteria of one of our many fusions, I guess. Doesn't matter the exact one, like with Beast 8, Machine 8, whatever. If it happens to work, it works, I guess, right? Yugioh is a light farm, so it's like a little bit off from Mirror Jade. But we could technically take regular Lubellion with this, I guess, like by bashing Searing Dragon. Which is kind of moot point, but you know, it's something. So, assuming we do this, we can still shuffle back, I guess. And that's something. A ruling that I just kind of want to figure out now, like, how's this work? During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add to your hand or set one random spell trap from your deck. How does this work if you return the card to the graveyard? Because return is not considered sending to the graveyard necessarily. So that's actually freaky. So if I returned Albion to the graveyard from Banished, like with, let's say, Cyframe Omega on standby, or a few of the other cards that could do so, like I guess Shinshin could return this technically. Does this trigger in the end phase? Because technically, if we remember the tutorial, then it's should be, yeah, this one. It has you banishing, like with a essentially like a 3-card combo, as you banishing one of these guys. I think it was this one, right? Spectral Sword. This gets bashed. And it says here, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can use the effect to like kind of synchro summon, kind of. So to kind of bypass this, you bash this with like Goldsark, and then you return this somehow, and there's like another monster there. So I think that would probably be sent by Foolish Burial or something goofy, or like a normal summon that does a Foolish Burial. Same deal, really. 3-card combo to set up a Spectral Sword summon. So if this is the case, if we return Albion, does this just not trigger in the graveyard? I feel like it wouldn't if you returned it, because returning is different from sending. So that wouldn't count as getting sent to the graveyard, I guess. Well, yeah, that aside, Abduction. Yeah, I think that, like, I thought this card was going to be at least playable, but then I kind of saw that you don't even really have banished targets for some cards, let alone, like, good banished targets. So, yeah. Card went from maybe playable to it feels kind of unplayable, bro. Like, if you're playing the mirror, I guess, you could at least kind of take your opponent's monsters that way. But at the same time, you're banishing that monster, and then you're getting a negated monster back. It's not really great, considering like the hoops and hurdles you already have to go through with this card. So, firmly going to place this in the unplayable tier, I guess. And yeah, the effect just sounded cool on paper, but like the way this card is designed at the moment, like it's just literally unusable. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.